Hey everyone, it's Shikha. I'm here at 10:39 a.m. on Monday, February 6th. It's so interesting to me that these Mondays nowadays have become so different for me. I wake up and I have my morning routine and I do all these amazing things, and I'm not actually, dreading Monday mornings anymore. I don't even remember that it's Monday sometimes, which is really interesting. Today I actually wanted to speak to you guys about strategizing while doing. It's something that I've been thinking about a lot. Yesterday, I went on a scavenger hunt for a friend of mine's birthday party, and it's amazing the way she organized it. It was really great. There was a bunch of things that you had to do. There was a long list of things that you had to go do, check off, send a picture to her so that you could prove that you've done it, earn points, and then win, right? So she divided us into teams, and there were three of us on my team, our team, and it's funny because we were sitting there and she divided us into teams, and all three of us were like, okay, let's go do this. Let's go check off some stuff. And the rest of the people, all the other teams, for some reason, they sat down in groups and they started strategizing. And for me, it was actually really weird because I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about the fact that maybe we should sit down and strategize. It was just not in my head, mind space at that point. And so the three of us in our group, we went off and we, checked off things and we did it and we had loads of fun. We didn't win, but it was still great. And then I think that the team that sat down and strategized, I think they're the ones who won. But it's interesting to me because if we had, so a bunch of my teammates had to leave early, so we only had a couple hours to do it, whilst the people who were strategizing had 4 hours, full 4 hours to actually complete the tasks. And I think really, like, it was actually like a metaphor for life for me when I was thinking about it. That there are some people who actually will sharpen their sword, their stuff, while their saw, whatever it might be, before they go out and do anything. So they're strategizing, they're learning, they're growing, they're doing all that stuff. And then finally they'll act after all the strategizing. Whereas for me and my friends and a lot of people I hang out with, we're doers, so we strategize while we're doing. So all three of us, we were like, okay, I don't want to sit down here and strategize. Just let's get on a Songtao, which is one of the taxis here, the red trucks, and let's just go out. And while we're on the truck, we can strategize. We can figure out what we want to do. But we know the general area we need to go into, so let's go there, sit on a truck, strategize while we're walking. But let's get on this shit. Let's get out there and start doing instead of sitting here in this cafe writing stuff down and strategizing. So it was really interesting to me how there are two different mindsets. I'm not saying one is better than the other, for sure not, because obviously both of the strategies will work. Sitting down and strategizing before going to do versus doing and strategizing at the same time, or doing and not strategizing. Maybe that works as well for some people. But in my mindset, I've always known that the more you strategize, at least in my case, for me, the more I strategize, the more I spend time thinking or analyzing, the less time I spend doing. And also, a lot of times while I'm strategizing, I psych myself out. And so I fuck myself over, and I'm in my head, I have these mind games that I play with myself. And instead of actually getting shit done, which is what I need to do, I tell myself I'm not good enough, or I get into those spirals of depression or black holes where everything sucks and I'm horrible and I'm never going to get anything done. So in my world, in the world that I live in, I spend as little time strategizing as possible. Doesn't mean that I don't strategize, for sure. I spent the whole of New Year's actually sitting down and planning my year, visioning it out, thinking about what I'm going to do, what I want to accomplish. So I do plan things out. I do vision a lot, and I obviously have a brilliant morning routine. But a lot of my routine, a lot of my work, a lot of my planning and visioning is about what can I do? What baby step can I take in order to move myself forward? And I've been reading a lot about this, and it says over and over again that the more you're willing to do things badly, the more you would be willing to become masters at it. So a lot of us are afraid to do things badly. And in that fear of wanting to not do things badly, we spend a lot of time planning because we think that the more we plan, the less we will do things badly. But the main thing about not doing things badly is you have to do them badly at first as much as possible, as long as possible. And then as soon as you do that, as soon as you get the practice under your belt, you are at that point where you will be able to do things better, and then better and better, and then eventually you become a master at it. But in the beginning, we have to do things badly. But like I've said, a lot of us, instead of actually doing things badly, we think planning is going to prevent us from doing things badly. But after all of that planning, all that strategizing, you'll still be doing things badly because there is no compensation for practice, for actually doing stuff. No matter how much you strategize in your head, no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you vision, when you first take on a task, you're going to be bad at it. It's just the way of things. Our brains cannot compensate for practice. It's just not possible, right? So in the beginning, you're going to have to do things badly. So instead of maybe wasting all that time on strategizing or planning, why don't you just start doing? See how it goes, autocorrect on the way, and then keep on working at it. Instead of wasting all that time thinking in your head that you're crappy at it, why don't we just try it once, twice, see how it goes, and realize and remember that you're going to be bad at it at first. That's just a given. If you could just be all right with being bad at things at first, I think it would be so much better at a lot of different things. A lot of people probably have a guitar in their basement that they tried a couple of times, they did it really badly, and they never picked up again. You probably have like a meditation or a yoga CD sitting in your desk or in your house that you tried once or twice, but you were horrible at it and you never tried again. I get a lot of people coming to me and saying, I want to try meditation, but I tried it a couple of times and I was horrible at it. I couldn't sit still and my mind was wandering, and so I stopped. And it's so funny to me, it's so ironic because the point of meditation is to slow down your mind. But it doesn't mean that you start off with a slow mind. You actually have a really racing monkey mind at first, and then you keep on doing meditation, and meditation helps you to get to that point where you have a slower, calmer mind. But you're not going to start off being brilliant at meditation. You're not going to start off being brilliant at playing a guitar. You're not going to be starting off being a brilliant entrepreneur. You have to spend maybe months, years, weeks, whatever it might be, a bunch of time being bad at it. And then eventually you'll get better at it. But then you still won't be perfect. You'll still make mistakes. And then you're going to get better and better. At no point will you be perfect. But you'll always going to be striving for that perfection, striving for that mastery. And so all those individuals who are good at something that you look at, they're masters at their craft, and you're looking at them and thinking they're talented in some way, or they have some gift, or they're a genius, and you put them on a pedestal, that instantaneously puts you at a disadvantage. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why are we so intent on making other people special and ourselves not special? Because I think that's one of the defense mechanisms that we use in order to make sure that we don't try anything, that we don't do anything that is going to make us seem imperfect, or we don't try anything that we're going to be bad at first. Because if they are geniuses and we're not, then obviously they can do all those things and we cannot. We just have to live our mediocre lives because we're not talented in that sense. But what if everyone is not genius, no one has any talent, and everyone starts off the same, but it depends on how much work you put into it and how often you're willing to be bad at it. And if that is the case, then all of us start off at a level playing field. Of course, some people are taller than others. They might be better at basketball. Some people are more athletic than others because they're physically shaped that way. Whatever it might be, there are some things that do change things, but mostly we start off on a level playing field, and that is what is the brilliant thing about living on this planet right now, is that you are on a level playing field from everyone else on this planet. You are not above them or you're not below them in any way. We're all level. The only thing that's going to differentiate us is how willing we are to make mistakes, how willing we are to do all of these things that we're afraid to do. And the minute we can do these things, the minute we can be all right with making mistakes, the minute we're fine with rejection and going to the dark side as often as possible, as long as we're willing to do all of these things that most people are not willing to do, that is when we're going to be successful. They always say that the difference between success and failure is that 1%. That 1% of things that you are willing to do, that successful people are willing to do, that unsuccessful people are not. And there are very few things that differentiate what successful people do and unsuccessful people do. Really, really simple, tiny things. but they add up over time into this domino effect that I've spoken about before. It just absolutely compounds over time and changes people's lives. So it starts off small, but it compounds, it becomes like a snowball and changes everything in your life. So be willing to take risks, strategize while you're doing stuff instead of actually just strategizing and never doing stuff, which is what most people end up doing. And just get stuff done, baby step wise. Just do everything small, and so that you don't have to actually be afraid of it. So I hope this makes sense to you. I've just been thinking about it a lot. I've been seeing it a lot, obviously, in my life. I think the universe is sending me signals and signs all the time that this is what I'm supposed to be speaking about. So I hope this makes sense. Again, if you guys have any questions, please do message me on Facebook or email me at boomshikha@millionairehippie.com. If not, if you guys do find this useful, please invite your friends into the group or share it on your Facebook page or wherever. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.